All right, I really like this question because it gets you to think. Question 7. A badminton competition is held between 4 players, Amanda, Ben, Carlos, and Darius. In the competition, each player competes in one game with each of the other 3 players. The matrix S squared below shows the 2-step dominance that each player has over the other players. From the matrix above, which one of the following events must have occurred during the competition? Now, looking at this, the best thing that you can do here is actually draw for yourself a little graph. So you're going to say, here's A, here's B, here's C, and here's D. You're then going to take your 2-step dominance here and try to read it off. So here, what does this tell me? This is telling me that A has two two-step dominances over B, meaning A has beaten 2 people who have then gone on to beat B. Well, there are only 4 people here. So that means that A must have beaten C, who beat B, and A must have beaten D, who beat B. That's the only way that can happen. So we can immediately fill all of that in just on that 2 right there. And that's where you have to start. Because now when it says, all right, A has 1 2-step dominance over C, all right, well, here is C. How can that happen? How can A have a 1-step dominance over C? Well, if A beat B, there's no way for it to come down there. But what if A beat D, which it does, then that means D beat C. And then the only thing that we've got to fill in there is that. Now, this is where you want to stop for a second and see, just with this information, could you answer the question? So, for instance, did Ben beat anyone? Well, we actually don't know at the time being if Ben beat anyone, because Ben could have beaten Amanda, but Ben definitely didn't beat Carlos. Ben definitely didn't beat Carlos. Did Carlos beat Amanda? Well, here's Carlos. Carlos didn't beat Amanda. Did Darius beat Amanda? Darius did not beat Amanda. Did Darius beat Carlos? Darius beat Carlos. That is true. E is correct. So we actually didn't have to fill in this point to answer the question. Now, could we have filled it in? We could have. How we could have filled this one in is we could have said, look here, B has no 2-step dominances over anyone. Meaning, what does that mean? B did not beat anyone who beat someone else. Okay, so now we could say, well, if B did beat A, then B would have a 2-step dominance over D and over C as well. And because we are told that that doesn't happen, that means that A must have beaten B there. And just like that, we are done. Now, we do have a examiner's little spiel on this one. So as you can see, that right there is what we've drawn here. Good, good, good. Ooh. Oh, sorry, they put a D there. I'm like, oh, I thought I made a mistake. I didn't. They just put the D there, but the rest should be good. All right, if Amanda has two 2-step dominances over Ben, she must have, and you can read that. It's basically what we've said there. Hopefully that made sense. A nice little question.